Shia LaBeouf was one of the biggest stars of the late 2000s, so why don't you see him anymore? From accusations of domestic abuse to that time he wore a paper bag, LaBeouf's history may have finally caught up to him. Shia LaBeouf takes his acting seriously, but at what cost? The actor made headlines in 2013 after the media got wind of an argument he allegedly had with his co-star, Alec Baldwin, while rehearsing for the Broadway play Orphans. It would have been the Transformers actor's Broadway debut, but LaBeouf withdrew from the role. The production released a statement shortly after, citing creative differences as the reason for the casting change. Following the news, LaBeouf took to X, the platform formerly known as Twitter, to share several email threads that alluded to an altercation between him and Baldwin. In one email, LaBeouf apologized to his co-star, writing, "A man can tell you he was wrong, that he did wrong. Alec, I'm sorry for my part of a disagreeable situation."
Because me and Alec had tension as men, not as artists, but as men.
The 30 Rock actor didn't seem to harbor ill will toward LaBeouf, telling him in a follow-up email, "I don't have an unkind word to say about you. You have my word." Baldwin later claimed in a 2014 Vulture interview that LaBeouf had attacked him for not memorizing his lines. As recounted by Baldwin in the interview, LaBeouf told him, "You're slowing me down and you don't know your lines. And if you don't say your lines, I'm just going to keep saying my lines." A paper bag isn't exactly the show-stopping look we envision when thinking of red carpet outfits. Shia LaBeouf had a different idea, however, as the actor did just that when he showed up for the premiere of his film Nymphomaniac at the Berlin International Film Festival in February 2014. The actor donned a brown paper bag with eye holes that included the words, "I am not famous anymore." The strange move came shortly after LaBeouf took to X to announce he would be taking a step back from the limelight. The actor tweeted in January 2014, "In light of the recent attacks against my artistic integrity, I am retiring from all public life." His abrupt retirement announcement came amidst a plagiarism controversy he was involved in with graphic novelist Daniel Clowes. LaBeouf later confessed to using dialogue from one of the author's books for his short film HowardCantor.com. The actor publicly apologized for the literary mishap, tweeting, "Mr. Clowes, I can only ask that you view my apology as a stepping stone toward repairing this misunderstanding between us. I'm sorry." He went on to launch an art installation dubbed #IamSorry in Los Angeles after the incident, as well as flying a sky message over the city that read, "I am sorry, Daniel Clowes." Given his erratic behavior and over-the-top stunts, his apology seemed less of a sincere admission of guilt and more of a publicity stunt. There are many obvious faux pas that one would think to avoid while watching a Broadway play. The list goes on, but talking on the cell phone, using flash photography, and smoking are usually what comes to people's minds. Shia LaBeouf, however, didn't get the memo as he was kicked out of the audience of a Broadway production for bad behavior. In June 2014, the Honey Boy actor was arrested while he attended the Broadway musical Cabaret. According to the police report obtained by Variety, LaBeouf was smoking cigarettes and shouting during the performance, and at one point yelled at the actors on stage. The show ended early for the actor as he was carted off in handcuffs during intermission and spotted outside of Studio 54 in tears. LaBeouf was charged by NYC police with 2 counts of disorderly conduct and 1 count of criminal trespassing for the incident. He addressed the controversy on Jimmy Kimmel Live, revealing he had been drinking while watching the World Cup when a friend invited him to the show. Already several whiskeys deep, the actor continued to drink heavily during the performance, and he even admitted to grabbing lead actor Alan Cummings' butt cheek.
Like I grabbed a whole cheek because I wanted the party right here in my pants.
LaBeouf then added,
Yeah, I'm gonna stay away from Broadway for a little bit.
Shia LaBeouf got rave reviews for his role in the 2014 film Fury, but fans may not know that he was dealing with his own type of fury while filming. The actor starred alongside Brad Pitt, Jon Bernthal, and Scott Eastwood in the drama, which followed American soldiers battling Nazi Germany during World War II. The cast didn't exactly mesh, however, as LaBeouf reportedly wasn't exactly a huge fan of Eastwood. In 2022, Eastwood told Insider about an incident during filming where he spat on LaBeouf's tank for a scene. Though the move was written in the script, LaBeouf took offense and it led to a volatile moment between the co-stars that Pitt had to step in to break up. Eastwood admitted to the outlet, "I never think your process as an actor should ever hinder how people are treated on set. It should always enhance the production, not take away and put people in a situation where it's a work environment, or you're rude or people have to be in an uncomfortable situation." Shia LaBeouf has a long history of arrests, and though the actor grew older, he was not exactly wiser. Following his 2014 arrest during the Broadway musical Cabaret, he was arrested again in January 2017 while participating in a protest against the newly elected President Donald Trump. The actor created a display and non-stop live stream for his campaign He Will Not Divide Us, which was featured at the Museum of the Moving Image in New York City. Amid the anti-Trump chants, a man reportedly approached LaBeouf and the two exchanged words. This sparked a screaming match between LaBeouf and the man, ending with the two getting physical. TMZ reported that LaBeouf allegedly grabbed the man's scarf and scratched him in the process.
Bro, it's not okay! You will not divide us!
LaBeouf was arrested over the debacle and charged with misdemeanor assault and harassment and later released. This wasn't the first time the actor had to deal with problems during his live stream. A few days prior to his arrest, cameras caught LaBeouf screaming in another man's face for similar comments. In 2017, LaBeouf was arrested in Savannah, Georgia while filming The Peanut Butter Falcon. According to CNN, the incident began when he asked a police officer and a bystander for a cigarette. The actor was denied, leading him to make a scene. The actor was asked to leave, which only riled him up further. Police body camera footage recorded the actor telling the officers, "You've got a president who don't give a shit about you, and you're stuck in a police force that don't give a f about you. So you want to arrest what? White people who give a f?" His tirade continued at the police station when he called one of the cops savage for arresting him. When the actor was asked why he called the officer that, LaBeouf responded, "Because he's a black man."
Why am I in custody? Why am I in custody?
LaBeouf later apologized and blamed his alcoholism for the debacle on X, writing, "I have been struggling with addiction publicly for far too long, and I am actively taking steps towards securing my sobriety and hope I can be forgiven for my mistakes." When someone writes an autobiographical piece, they usually don't lie about it. Someone should tell that to Shia LaBeouf, as the actor caught a lot of media backlash for painting an untrue picture of his upbringing when he wrote his 2019 film, Honey Boy. LaBeouf wrote the script in 2017 while he was in rehab, and it depicted his father as an abusive man who was struggling with mental health issues. Slated to be a comeback film for the actor amidst his run-ins with the law, it only drew more criticism when fans learned he lied about his father in the script. LaBeouf owned up to his actions on a 2022 episode of the Real Ones with John Bernthal podcast, saying, "I wrote this narrative which was just f***ing nonsense. My dad was so loving to me my whole life. Fractured? Sure. Crooked? Sure. Wonky? For sure. But never was not loving. Never was not there."
Well, you lie for a living, poop butt.
We all do.
I don't.
LaBeouf also revealed he sent his father an edited version of the script to sign off on. He said on the podcast, "I was bull***ing him. I was just trying to get him to sign this piece of paper." Despite the intense backlash LaBeouf received, he revealed he was able to patch things up with his father following the film's premiere, admitting, "When I got on the phone with him, I took accountability for all that and knew very clearly that I couldn't take it back." In 2020, reports suggested that LaBeouf was fired from the film Don't Worry, Darling. The actor was originally cast in the lead role of Jack before being replaced by Harry Styles. Director Olivia Wilde told Variety in 2022, "His process was not conducive to the ethos that I demand in my productions. He has a process that, in some ways, seems to require a combative energy, and I don't personally believe that is conducive to the best performances." LaBeouf responded in an email to Variety saying he quit the film due to a lack of rehearsal time. LaBeouf's claims didn't exactly add up to what sources on set said, however. Several insiders told the publication that the actor was fired from the film. One source explained the exit was simply due to LaBeouf's process not meshing with Wilde's directing.
We had to replace Shia. He is a fantastic actor, but it wasn't gonna work.
LaBeouf also shared emails between him and Wilde with the publication, as well as a video message Wilde sent him that hinted at disharmony between him and Florence Pugh, who starred in the film. Wilde said in the video, "If you guys can make peace, and I respect your point of view, I respect hers, but if you guys can do it, what do you think?" Clearly, the answer ended up being no. In 2020, the British singer FKA Twigs sued LaBeouf, accusing him of sexual battery, assault, and intentional infliction of emotional distress. The two were in the 2019 film Honey Boy together and began dating shortly after. Twigs alleged that their relationship became extremely violent and claimed the actor choked her multiple times and put her in life-threatening scenarios. The songwriter claimed the actor was driving her when he even threatened to crash the car unless she professed her eternal love for him, according to Rolling Stone. LaBeouf denied the allegations but did issue an apology in an email to the New York Times. The actor wrote, "I have no excuses for my alcoholism or aggression, only rationalizations. I have been abusive to myself and everyone around me for years. I have a history of hurting the people closest to me. I'm ashamed of that history and am sorry to those I hurt." As of October 2023, their trial date is set for 2024. It isn't the first time that the actor has been called out for alleged domestic abuse. In 2015, a video surfaced of LaBeouf fighting with his then-girlfriend Mia Goth and saying to bystanders, "I don't want to hit a woman. This is the kind of that makes a person abusive. If I'd have stayed there, I would have killed her." If you or anyone you know needs help with addiction issues or may be the victim of domestic abuse, contact the relevant resources below. Visit the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration website or contact SAMHSA's National Helpline at 1-800-662-HELP 4357. Call the National Domestic Violence Hotline at 1-800-799-7233. You can also find more information, resources, and support at their website.